Hi traders, welcome to another video with me. Today I want to talk about the breakouts because I love trading the breakouts, especially for the flag or the triangle formation, but I figured out that a lot of people have that problem of identifying, or better to say confirm, if the breakout is real or fake. Because if you look this chart, for example, it's not a chart but a line, and this is typically what everyone would give you when they explain you a pattern. So you have that flag formation, you have that breakout, and everything seems easy. But when you start looking at the real chart, it's probably looking more like this, because market is that fractal nature and you are going to see moves higher and lower along the way. So you are always going to have that pullbacks. So on the left chart, we can see that price made a breakout but continued to push higher, while on the second image on the right, we can see that price just shy break that channel and continue to push lower. So we need to figure out the easy way how to identify if the breakout is real or fake. Of course, they're not, let's say, 100% thing that will work like every time, but I will show you the two simple things that I use in my personal trading. The first thing is the RSI breakout confirmation. Since RSI is the indicator that everyone have, like every single platform have already pre-built in, so you can easily use that. And the idea is simple. We are going to read through that formation that we want to trade and look for the breakout on the RSI first. Like here, we have the first potential breakout happening at the mark point, but we can see that on the RSI, we never got that breakout. So I would probably skip that trade and look for the next time. Like here, the second trial, like this is 15-minute chart, so definitely half hour later, we got that confirmation and I see that RSI broke also. So I have more confidence in my play and I will look for the long setups. Here's another example. Again, we can see that this triangle in the Bitcoin already broke on the RSI. So definitely it's fine. And as you see, it doesn't need always to be a perfect line on the RSI, especially since here we couldn't really put a lower line, but we don't need a lower line since we want to look for the long setups. So you only need that upper breakout and that's all you really need. Let's see for the flag, like same idea, we are redrawing that same formation on the RSI. Yeah, keep in mind that for some reason I'm using 13 for a long time. I know default is 14, but for some reason I like 13. It's going to work in the both ways, like even if you are not using the 13 as your custom settings. Just redraw the same formation and see if you have the breakout while you have the price breakout. So here we have it, so fine, we can look to go long. Here again, we have the breakout even earlier. That breakout is for me the early confirmation that we can expect to see the price breakout. So you can probably save a few pips in the risk if you watch the RSI for confirmation. The next part that can be handy to, let's say, confirm if you should enter that breakout play or not would be to look the time versus price breakout. And what I mean by that is simple. Market, when breakouts happen, should gives you a momentum because we are clearing some supply or a demand zone and we should see some disbalance between the two. So we should see a stronger movement. And we have two charts here. Let's go to the first, that's gold, and we see a nice triangle formation. And the breakout was fine and fast. So definitely we seen the momentum and everything is fine. So it's acceptable to enter a long trade. But over here we have the dollar yen. And what we see here is that during the time when we waited for the breakout, because we want the 5 legs, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and all the way from here we didn't got any momentum, and this only broke because of the time, because market is moving to the right and some point in time it's going to break. So we didn't got any momentum. And in cases like this, I don't want to rush to trading. I want to try to see if there is a chance to redraw that same formation like here and wait for a better volatility to enter trade. Maybe someone will say, but you are losing on your risk, but I would rather sacrifice a little bit on my risk compared to sacrifice a winning percentage. So here we can see a nice momentum, nice and steady momentum, and that's fine. So second time I would be in a trade, but the first time, let's just go back for quickly. Let's just go back quickly. Like here, I wouldn't. How much? Maybe I would make more than 1 to 2 risk reward. Definitely, it's much more riskier, so better wait for that perfect setup compared to try every single setup. Let's see. Here are 2 examples. First, we have the triangle. A nice breakout without too much waiting, so fine. This is a price breakout, while here on the second formation, that flag formation, we had some momentum, but it took a long time, and over here we again see that price broke more because of the time than a price, and definitely that's why I would only take that first trade and let's say skip that second. Here, let's see, here we have more or less the time and the false breakout here, and then again we have a breakout. Maybe this breakout would be acceptable, but if you just think a little bit, it took more or less the same amount of the time that took to develop this to break. So definitely it's not a perfect breakout. So try to trade only the pairs that move, so you know that the breakout is fine. Or if you want to play, even here, I would watch the market, like closely watching the market, what's going to happen after the breakout. And if, let's say, this is the 15-minute chart, and if after, let's say, half hour market don't move much, I would close that trade. Play safe, guys, and you should be fine. But breakout, like you see, is easy. Just use that RSI, or if you can't do that, just go and look time and price. So simple. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're not subscribed yet to my YouTube channel, you can do it by clicking that subscribe button down below. And if you are, I'll see you all tomorrow. Take care, everyone.